So in this one, we have 18x squared minus 3x minus 10. And we want to factor this thing. So the first thing you're going to do is check to see if there's a greatest common factor between the terms other than 1. Is there? No. But that's a good habit to get into. Other than 1, there is no GCF. Okay, now, once you've established that, the next thing you're going to do is write down your 2 parentheses and start trying to reverse FOIL. Here's where it gets a little trickier, because what's A in this case? Let's practice writing these down. What's A? A is going to be even if it's not written in this order, like let's say it's written in the order negative 3x plus 18x squared minus 10. A is still considered the lead coefficient, 18, right? The coefficient of the term of highest degree is the lead coefficient. And by the way, if it weren't written in the order 18x squared minus 3x minus 10, you would reorder it in descending powers of x, wouldn't you? Okay, so A is 18. What's B? B is negative 3. And what's C? Negative 10. So if you think about it, from the FOIL method, first, outer, inner, last, we need the first multipliers to multiply together to be 18x squared. And you've got more than one possible set of factors, right? Because 18 is not a prime number like 3 was in the last example. So what are some of those possible factors? Bless you. Certainly 18 and 1, right? Or 1 and 18, but I'm not going to reverse them each time. So 18 and 1, what are some other possible factors? 2 and 9? What else? Yeah, 3 and 6 or 6 and 3. And by the way, when you reverse the order, it does make a difference, but I'm not going to write it down twice. Just realize you can reverse the order. Anything else? Up to ordering of the multiplication, that's pretty much it, right? Well, what do you want to try? Trial and error, right? So what do you want to try? So do you want to try 18x and 1x for the first multipliers? 2x and 9x, 3x and 6x, 6x and 3x, doesn't really matter. You want to try 3 and 6. Okay, so that would be 3x and 6x. Okay. And then what do you want to try? Okay, so that's your first multipliers. And then you look from the FOIL method, first, outer, and last. You look first, F, L, last. So you need 2 numbers whose product is negative 10. What are the possibilities there? Forget about the negative. Forget about the negative. 10 and 1. 5 and 2, 2 and 5. That's pretty much it, up to order, right? So which one do you want to try? What made you want to try that? Well, okay, but you got to take into consideration the outer and inner multiplications. Your reasoning, well, your answer is going to work, I think, but let's check out your reasoning. Look, negative 3, the absolute value of negative 3, not that big, right? So if you made one of your factors, one of the bigger factors like 10, I'm thinking, just my intuition tells me, that that's not going to work when you fill that in and multiply it back out to get a middle term that's not very big, right? Negative 3 when one of the last terms is a 10. And that's a good intuition to have. It can save you some time. So 2 and 5. Okay, let's try 2 and 5 or 5 and 2. Which one? You want to try 5 and 2? Like that? Okay, and then what operation? One of them has to be minus, right? What operation do you want to try? Minus 5 or plus 2? Minus 5 plus 2 or plus 5 minus 2 is what I meant to say. So you said minus 5 and plus 2. So you built that so that the first multiplication will be 18x squared. You don't need to check that, do you? It's going to work. You built that so that the last multiplication will be minus 10. You don't have to check that. So what do you have to check? You have to check the middle. Outer and inner, right? Which gives you the middle term. So the outer would be what? 3x, and the inner would be minus 30x. Okay, stop there. Are you going to be able to get negative 30x and 3x to combine together to be negative 3x? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. So what could you do? Let's try switching. So I wouldn't erase right here. Keep this as a no-go so that you don't try it again later on. So let's try, let's try setting this up again. Let's try 3x and 6x. And instead of 5 and 2, what could you make the order? 2 and 5? Okay, so we trialed and errored on the first one. Second trial, we're going to make 2 on the last term in the first binomial and 5 on the second, except one of them has to be minus, so which one do you want to make minus? Minus 5 here, plus 2 here. Okay, let's check it. Outer gives you what? Outer multiplication gives you minus 15x. Inner multiplication gives you 12x. Do those combine together to make a minus 3x? Yep. So you got it on the second try. Even though you had all these factors, you guys got it on the second try. That's pretty good. And it's faster than, if you learn the AC method, it's faster than the AC method. Okay, so that's it. I could clean it up a little bit. I'll write the answer in green. It's 3x plus 2 as a quantity times the quantity 6x minus 5.